All right, so we are about a couple days away from Mike.
Just 1 week before the much-anticipated Legend versus Influencer Showdown, Mike Tyson shocked fans by pulling out of his fight with Jake Paul. The clash was set to pit Tyson's legendary power against Paul's, well, whatever you want to call it. But now it's off. Fans are left wondering, did Tyson have a change of heart, or is his body finally saying no? The match, originally scheduled for November 15, 2024, at AT&T Stadium.
Now to the segment you've all been waiting for. But on November 15th at AT&T Stadium, Mike Tyson will enter the ring to battle Jake Paul.
In Arlington, Texas, had already faced several delays. Tyson's unexpected withdrawal stirs even more questions, especially after the health scare in July, when he had to back out of a fight due to an ulcer flare-up mid-flight. Many thought he'd put those health issues behind him. But now, here we are again. The boxing community is buzzing with speculation about Tyson's commitment, health, and intentions. Will the iconic boxer ever bring his old-school thunder back to the ring, or will Jake Paul finally have his moment to shine unopposed? With all the drama and uncertainty, one thing is clear. Fans are still waiting to see if Tyson's era-defining power will ever make a comeback. Only time will...
When he finished boxing 20 years ago, he was shot. Agreed? Like, you don't, I mean, I know you don't upset anyone, but everyone agrees with that. So you think that 20 years on, it's okay for him to go back into a ring?
Stay tuned. Health issues can come up unexpectedly, and Tyson's camp insists he's fine, fit, and back to training. But behind the scenes, things seem off. For a fighter like Tyson, preparing for a high-profile match typically involves a visible team of trainers, nutritionists, and specialists working to get him into peak condition. But that hasn't been the case here. If Tyson is telling the truth, perhaps the ulcer is still a problem, preventing him from committing to the fight. Looking at the bigger picture, it almost seems like Tyson might be looking for a way out. Facing Jake Paul, a younger, hungry fighter in his prime, could be more intimidating than Tyson initially expected. The fact that his camp can't provide proof of his rigorous training only adds to the skepticism. Fans are beginning to question his dedication, and they have good reason to. This isn't just a minor setback for Tyson, it's another layer of uncertainty around his potential comeback. This is a huge letdown for fans who had eagerly anticipated a true clash of generations. Tyson, the aging legend, versus Paul, the internet sensation trying to make a name in the ring. Now, the whole event is off, leaving fans disappointed and frustrated. For Jake Paul, the stakes were higher than ever. His career has been built on viral videos, internet drama, and fights against opponents not known for their boxing prowess. This fight with Tyson was supposed to change all that. It was his chance to prove he was more than just a YouTube star in boxing gloves. Going up against a real legend was Paul's opportunity to solidify his reputation in the boxing world and show he was serious about the sport. So when Tyson pulled out, it was a gut punch for Paul. His initial reaction was reportedly... one of numbness, a moment of disbelief. After all, this was supposed to be the fight that transformed his image and validated his ambitions in the ring. For Jake Paul, this was a devastating blow. After months of intense training and preparation, all geared toward this one fight, the rug was suddenly pulled out from under him. The whole point of this match was to elevate his career and prove he was more than a YouTube personality who got lucky. Without Tyson, what does he have left? Sure, Tyson's camp is saying it's all about health concerns, but to fans, it's starting to look...
That's tight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4, 5.
Like Tyson might be avoiding a fight he's not ready for. The reality is, Tyson might not be physically prepared to go toe-to-toe with someone like...
He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake.
I don't know. That's the funny question, because I can. Who else can do it?
Like Paul. Younger, fitter, and more accustomed to the grind of
The highly anticipated fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has a new date. They'll face off in AT&T Stadium on November 15th. That fight was originally scheduled for July, but Tyson recently suffered a flare-up of an ulcer that impacted his training schedule.
consistent boxing training. Tyson's been out of the ring for so long, and let's face it, age doesn't respect legacy. At 58, Tyson might have had to confront the tough truth that he's not in the shape he once was. It's been a rollercoaster ride. Originally slated for July, this fight has been rescheduled and cancelled, leaving fans and Paul frustrated with what could have been an epic clash of generations. Tyson pulled out, and the fight was called off, leaving fans stunned. But just when everyone thought it was over, Mike Tyson pulled the ultimate plot twist. He's back. The fight is on again, now scheduled for November 15th, 2024, at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Yet here we go with the drama all over again. 2 months ago, people joked that Tyson would show up with a cane and walker. Now he's rolling in like only Tyson can, likely with the kind of power that could make a punch go viral. This time, everyone's expecting Tyson to bring the heat. If there's one thing we've learned from this saga, it's that Mike Tyson is a master of surprises. He's been training.
You're a legend, but let's get right to the chase. Is this fight happening or not?
It's happening. We're all here.
So we're told. And sure, he's older, but he's still got that legendary power. Just like the ulcer mishap back in July, fans hoped he'd have everything sorted out by now. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is scrambling, fans are frustrated, and the boxing world has a hole in its calendar. The fight that was supposed to be a historic clash has turned into a roller coaster of delays and doubts, leaving everyone wondering, will this showdown ever actually happen? But will Tyson actually show up this time? Will he finally go toe-to-toe with Jake Paul, the internet sensation turned boxer who isn't just here to entertain casual fans? After all the drama, we still don't know how this will end. Jake Paul, meanwhile, is probably checking his inbox like it's Christmas morning, hoping Tyson doesn't pull out again. For Jake, this fight has packed enough drama to fill an entire reality TV season. But we get it. He's been waiting to prove himself against a real boxer, and now his moment is finally here. This is his chance.
There's nothing to say. You're complete.
Exactly, just enough. Beautiful roll, Mike. Excellent roll. Excellent defense, champ. This is the perfect head position. This we talk about it. 40 seconds.
You are winning the fight, so there's no reason for you to rush. You are winning the fight. All good for us.
Interesting tidbit there. Now, again, obviously, they're sparring like Mike is fighting. The fight is 8 rounds. If you guys don't remember, here it is. Scheduled for 8 rounds, 2 minutes and 14-ounce gloves.
Chance to silence the critics, or at least try to. After everything that's gone down, the fight of the year has gotten even messier, and probably more entertaining. Will Tyson show up with that iconic, "I'm back, baby" energy? Will Jake Paul rise to the occasion? Or is this all just setting up for another anticlimax? Mark your calendars, the drama continues. But let's take a step back and consider the larger issue with celebrity boxing. The Tyson-Paul fight was just the latest in a series of high-profile, celebrity-driven bouts that have dominated the combat sports world recently. With Tyson pulling out, though, it's hard not to question how sustainable this trend really is. Aging legends like Tyson facing off against...
Do you want to talk about something you've said about Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and you said, listen, I'm not going to watch that last fight, I'm going to walk out. Why?
Because I think it's just disrespectful to the sport, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch.
Influencers and YouTubers. It's starting to feel more like a circus than a serious sport. Sure, there's entertainment value, but at what cost? If we're being honest, it seems like a cash grab. Tyson wasn't exactly in his prime when this fight was announced, and his recent withdrawal only highlights that it was more about capitalizing on nostalgia and hype than true boxing skill. In the end, the spectacle may be overshadowing the sport itself. Let's talk about the fans for a second. They're livid, and rightfully so. The hype around this fight was enormous. Tyson versus Jake Paul wasn't just some random matchup, it was supposed to be the clash of generations. Tyson, the aging legend, trying to prove himself again.
The highly anticipated fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has a new date. They'll face off in AT&T Stadium on November 15th. That fight was originally scheduled for July, but Tyson recently suffered a flare-up of an ulcer that impacted his training schedule.
Against Paul, the young up-and-comer, eager to make his mark. Fans were ready to spend big on tickets, buy the pay-per-view, and witness history in the making. Now they've been left high and dry. Imagine dropping thousands on ringside seats, thinking you're about to see the fight of the century, only to hear it's cancelled.
Let's talk about Tyson's full-on beast mode, not just in the ring, but in the court of public opinion. Let's break it down. Let's talk about Tyson Rochade. He came to drop bombs. I'm talking about accusations flying left and right, and that's not all. He also hinted at rigged fights, saying, "The truth will set you secret about Jake's entire career." And some are even whispering that these revelation of all these allegations later in the video. Because I've got all the receipts to dispute it, and it looks like Mike versus Jake is going to be the fight of our dreams. Get into the details of everything Mike said. So, starting with the steroid claim, muscle without some serious help. Jake's sudden transformation, his crazy social media skinny to jacked in like, what, a year? The problem child when Tyson's accusation is like the final nail in the coffin. He didn't just make us getting ready to step into the ring with a boxing legend. He's going to do everything in his powers. Dana White called on White to get tested for steroids while labeling him a cheater. Let's be real, Jake's boxing skills are how